On the anniversary of the Kabul airport bombing, as I said, we will talk about the anniversary of Afghanistan. You might remember that bombing killed 13 American servicemen a year ago today. We are learning the CIA knew about the bomber for days and reportedly kept an Army sniper team from taking him out. The bomber allegedly got released from jail just a few days before the attacks. He had been in prison for his involvement in ISIS in Afghanistan. When the Taliban took over, they released him. 13 American service members died when he blew himself up outside the airport. They were the soldiers, sailors, and Marines were outside the blast walls helping to sort American allies for evacuation. NewsNation's Kelly Meyer is here. Boy, for the promised investigations and to get to the bottom of this, a year later, we don't know that much officially, right?
Yeah, that's right, Leland. You said right off the top, we're going to talk about this, and the Biden administration really hasn't talked about this year. You know, 1 year later, and we really don't know how this attack happened or how we got here. But one Marine, as you said, who survived the explosion, says the Marines were warned by the CIA 2 days before the attack who the suicide bomber was, what he looked like, and not only did they know what he looked like, they were told not to kill him. One of those Marines, it was 24-year-old Tristan Hurst. He told his local California newspaper that, quote, "We knew what he looked like. The CIA let us know he looked exactly as they described him." Now, they asked for permission to kill, and we don't know the details surrounding that. But of course, we know that approval didn't come in time. So I reached out to the Department of Defense today and also to the State Department and to the NSC. But the Department of Defense got back to us telling us that, quote, after the long investigation and the after action report, that, quote, "we are aware of no request before the explosion or reasonable assertion after that the bomber could have been killed before detonating their suicide vest." So now the family members of the 13 killed are demanding who gave that order or didn't give that order and demanding for some accountability. Leland?
Yeah, and to this day, as I understand it, the DOD won't officially say on the record who the bomber was. It's widely known in the media, his background, but won't confirm it or give us the timeline of when he was arrested and how he was released and the like. I'm interested in how the families are viewing today. We're going to talk to a father in just a minute, but President Biden didn't do anything today to recognize, short of a paper statement, this anniversary.
Yeah, and I was even asking in the weeks leading up to this of John Kirby, the NSC, the Defense Department, what were they planning? What were they going to do to mark this anniversary? As we said, they really haven't spent the past year talking about this. So how are they going to recognize this? But it seems as though we only got a statement from the president today saying, quote, "Our nation can never repay such incredible sacrifice," but no on-camera statement. I know you played the president heading to Marine One. I don't think he made a mention of the Kabul attack there. So here's the press secretary today responding to criticism for the way the president remembered the day. Take a listen.
What I will tell you is that this is a day, a tragic day that the president takes very personally. Not just the president, also the First Lady. And I will let his words, the statement, stand for itself.
The White House saying that they're going to keep a focus on these families. But like you said, you're going to talk to some of those families there. And they said to me that they've gotten more support from the veterans community than they have the Biden administration. And they aren't expecting any accountability anytime soon.
Yeah, there was a lot of criticism when he was looking at his watch at Dover when the caskets came home. We'll see if Jay Leno, who the president is filming with today, asks him about this. Kelly, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.